Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly reading for July 14th to the 20th. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in, Scorpio. This is going to be a really big week for you. And I do want to congratulate you, first of all. You're the first to enter this brand new era with everyone else on this planet, thanks to that rare mini trine that I keep talking about. I'm going to just call it the Prism Portal. You like that? With Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries, right? That's the apex. And then it's sextile Uranus in Gemini, as well as Pluto in Aquarius. And remember, Uranus, which is all about your awakenings and breakthroughs, is trining Pluto, all about your evolution, transformation. So this is happening for many, many years. You're going to start feeling it really strongly, okay? As we move through the summer, especially next month, all right? So anyway, you got a lot happening, Scorpio. There's a lot, honestly, this week, this is going to be a different week. And you're going to see there's something a little bit different. And I'm going to tell you why. But did you see my last community post? You can hear me, right? With the mic. I can't believe that happened. But remember, I've got Uranus on my ascendant. So I'm going to have a lot of surprising things. And I tell you what happened with the mic. And you can hear me now. Anyway, this week, I want you to consider this. It's going to be more like a retrospective of your life. All right? This week, you're going to be thinking a lot about how far you've come. And now what's next? You're thinking about it now as you watch this video too, okay? And that's because of Uranus and Gemini in your 8th house, but everything else that's happening this week, all right? So remember, Uranus and Gemini is freeing you, okay? Freeing your mind, thinking outside the box, expanding your consciousness. Don't forget, you got Venus here and Gemini too. You're social AF, especially with a partner, business partner. A lot of y'all been thinking about launching things, have launched things. There have been things that you signed into existence. There's, you're probably even going really deep, very cerebral. You're thinking about taxes and loans. You're thinking about a lot of things. Money is on your mind in a big way, okay? Wealth building wealth, inheritance, investments, all of that's on the table for you right now. This is a big time for you. You're going through one of the biggest personal evolutions, and you probably don't even recognize yourself. You're like, what is going on with Uranus and Gemini? You're like, that's a new me. As long as it's the authentic you, all right? Because remember, that's what Uranus and Gemini wants, okay? And it's that authenticity that brings you to those higher states of frequency I talk about. Love, compassion, gratitude, self-love. Just being you. Your soul is beautiful. You got to see that. You got to feel it, okay? And you will. You got it in your 8th house. You've got a lot happening for you. You got partnerships is a big thing for you. Deepening relationships. You're feeling restless too. Whoa, you got some ideas. Yeah, you got some big ideas. Thinking about your future with another person. And again, this can be work if you're not here for love. There's just stuff here. There's a lot of stuff here that you kind of want to implement right away. But don't forget, you got Saturn, Neptune, Pluto. They're all retrograde. You see what's happening? Mercury's going retrograde, meaning you're already feeling at the beginning of the week, Mercury's in shadow, but remember, it's a good thing. All these retrogrades, it's a good thing, okay? Sometimes you need an Alexa or a human Siri. That's me. I'm going to remind you, once again, it's a good thing because you're entering this uncharted territory. But remember, with the Prism Portal, what nobody on Earth has ever experienced, yeah? Nobody's experiences. Sometimes you just don't know, right? That's why you got to process. This is good, okay? The retrogrades are good. Saturn conjunct Neptune, both retrograde. Remember, that's idealism. That's realism. That's your vision and the structure you're bringing to it. A lot of entrepreneurial energy here, okay? You're starting new things, new projects, creative projects. You're even having this huge change in health. Maybe even healthcare, health insurance, things like that. There's stuff happening, okay? Your lifestyle, and you're going to really feel this. You're going to really feel it this week. And this is like that secret week that sneaks up on you. You see, there's a lot happening, yeah? And so even work, you're changing work. You're having conversations about changing your work or profession or getting a promotion or, getting new clients. But use this time right now. to reflect, review, reassess, reconsider, all of that. Okay. Remember, Mars, your ruler, is in Virgo. That's helping ground you. Yeah. It's really great. You're asking yourself, how am I going to take charge here? To have that big audience, to get that recognition with Mercury and Leo as well. Leo just naturally rules fame. It's happening in your 10th house of bigger global fame. Yeah, you're getting recognition. Okay, you're expanding your network. There's a lot happening for you. But at the same time, this week, yeah, you're going to be letting some things go. Okay? But the biggest thing of all, with all these retrogrades and Saturn and Aries retrograde, all of that, practice patience. Yeah, wax on, wax off. Stay frosty, be cool. Mercury's retrograde. You know what happens. You know, all those things. Just reflect. It's a time this week, okay? Take some time, meditate. Just be still like a pond or my beating heart. Whatever. Yeah. Healing. Do that healing. Get spiritual. You had so many North Node activations last week. More. Yeah. You got more. All right. So that is your destiny. It just, again, do some grounding. Yeah. Because it's a lot of fire and air that's happening. All right. It's with the prison portal. So you're like, when I look at what's happening for you, there's so much in terms of you asking and thinking about the direction you're going anyway, your purpose, life purpose. Yeah, you're getting deep. You're getting deep. You got Jupiter in Cancer in your 9th. You're getting deep. All right. A lot of wisdom, a lot of inner wisdom, all this spiritual growth, emotional growth, like really big things that are going to bring you a lot of fun and joy and pleasure. And so this is a week. Where are the cracks? Yeah. Where are the cracks? It's time to seal them. All right. What is your vision for your new era as you become the best version of yourself in this ever-changing world? It's not how the world changes, by the way. It's how you make it adapt to you. That's you creating your reality. Now, Monday, July 14th, Scorpio, y'all crack me up. You see in red, by the way. What you see in red is what we talk about mostly in the bonus spreads, where we talk about it, lunations, important ones, planetoids, asteroids, fixed stars. So just giving you a little bit, I want to show you what we talk about in tier 3, yeah? For tier 3 members for the bonus spreads, because there are some things where you're involved, Scorpio. And if you are a tier 3 member this week for the second spread, for the bonus spread, I'm doing something special for you. All right. So Monday, July 14th. Yeah, you got the sun and Jupiter, by the way. They're both in Cancer. Okay. Let me remind you, that's huge. So they're in the sign of Jupiter's exaltation, and Jupiter will actually trine the moon in Pisces. So the moon rules Cancer, right? Jupiter actually rules Pisces, even though it's in its exaltation in Cancer, it still rules Pisces. So you have this really harmonious mutual reception here. It's really special. Again, I love this for you. You're definitely going to feel a lot of your perspective shifting, especially around the home, family, your living situation, real estate, maybe your parents. There could be something here, okay? But when you get the moon trine Jupiter, that's optimistic. You know, it's hitting your 5th house, North Node and Pisces, in your 5th house of true love and romance and family and children. I mean, procreation. A lot of you are having babies, thinking about having babies. Creative projects, part of the 5th house. When you got Neptune and Saturn and Aries in your 6th, oh yeah, there's a lot happening for you. So I really love this because it's almost like you're this luck magnet right now with Mercury and Leo in your 10th, but then don't forget you got Venus in your 8th. What? You're good. You're good. And remember the North Node activations from last week and, in Pisces, all of that 19 degree point, the Libra degree. Well, this is happening at 7 degrees. That's the other Libra degree. So there is a sense of almost like this fairness, this balance, this harmony, this wisdom, this peace that you're seeking, but it's still just something very spiritual here because Libra rules your 12th house of spirituality. So, and like healing and intuition, you are one of the most intuitive signs. So I love this day for you. You're going to feel this and use it. Please do. This is all about joy. Okay. And there's something just really special about the number 7. You know that. Yeah. Lucky 7. It's a prime number. But so again, there's something here that's just really dreamy and beautiful for you. You're going to feel emotionally moved, okay? Because those are, you complete that picture, by the way, right? You've got the North Node in Pisces, Jupiter in Cancer, 2 water signs. You're the other water sign. Now, Thursday, July 15th, you got the moon conjuncting the North Node in Pisces. What did I tell you about those North Node activations from last week? Yeah, this is soulful, inspiring, really great for vision boards. I love this. It's in your 5th house of joy and pleasure and fun and everything else I said earlier. Self-expression, hobbies to recreation. But hey, this is a lot of intuitive energy. Remember, just the North Node being in Pisces alone is just very spiritual. And just this day, what's going to happen? It's you trusting your gut. What's your gut saying about something? Yeah, that's something even new that you're doing. The direction you're going, your mission statement. It's the moon conjunct the North Node. It's this karmic alignment with your destiny. And like I said, emotional growth, but there is a sense of like releasing past patterns. And again, you've got you got Mars with K2, right? Or with the South Node. Okay, so big. There's some things are releasing here. It really is all about your soul purpose, to be honest. And you're going to see some fated events unfold for you. All right. Now, the other thing is you also have Juno trine the North Node and Pisces conjuncting. What does that mean for you, Scorpio? Well, Juno has to do with partnerships, relationships, legal matters, the fairness and the truth and justice of it all. And Juno was in your sign right now. You're really going to feel this day. So, because to be honest, the moon will then later trine the sun. I mean, like I could keep going. I could keep going and going and going and going, but you basically have pretty wide water trine here where you're involved now. All right. You're just going to feel a lot of passion. You're going to really feel moved. All right. And then July 16th, that's when you've got the moon in Aries conjuncting Saturn and Neptune. You got a triple conjunction here. You're fired up. You're ready to go. That spiritual warrior, the compassionate hero, leader, visionary, all of that. It's inside you. It wants to come out. Yeah. Big. Your everyday activities. You want change. Yeah. You want recognition. You want power. You want it all. You're going to feel this like Braveheart or Ted Lasso. Thursday, July 17th. Now, this is a day I really want you to pay attention to. Okay. You see, again, something that we would talk about in the second spread. The sun will square Eris. Okay. Don't forget, Eris is on top of Chiron right now. All in your 6th house in Aries, where Neptune and Saturn is. Remember, I told you there's like 20 different things happening in that Aries area of your chart. Everyday activities for you. That's your 6th house. Even pets. Yeah. There may be some stuff with pets, as well as health, maybe doctors. Yeah. Things like that. Okay. Digestive system. We're going to talk about that. Now, Eris is Mars's sister. All right. So your ruling planet's sister is Eris. Twin sister, feminine goddess warrior. Remember, she's the one who threw the golden apple at the wedding to stir things up. But it was all it's all for the greater good. Yeah, it's just to, what you're going to do here is you're going to have a little bit of a squeeze in terms of, no, this isn't fair. This needs to be fair or fixed. Someone's not included in this. Yeah, because that's what Eris does. She fights for those without power, the ones who, don't have a voice. Like that's that fairness that I'm talking about. Okay. Kind of like Robin Hood, kind of like you being the mother at a pajama party. Yeah. And you're like telling the girls, you're like, okay, y'all, you got to talk to Julie. She's sitting in the corner. You got to do it now. Okay. That's like that. So you're going to have a little bit of that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like colleagues and employees, everyone's in this. But if it's you where you're feeling you're not being involved, you're going to have some things to say. All right. Just letting you know. Okay. Now, the other thing is that, what is the other thing? Yeah. Mars and Pluto, by the way. Yeah. I'm just going to let you know here. I'm not telling, I am telling every sign, but the reason why I'm going to tell you this, Scorpio, is because Mars is your traditional ruler. Pluto is your modern ruler. And they're not really seeing eye to eye here. Yeah. And you got Eris stirring things up. So that's why I'm saying this completes the picture. Yeah. Anyway, you'll feel it. All right. Just everything is just for truth, justice, fairness. You want to be diplomatic about everything. Remember, everything is energy. Okay. High frequency here. All right. Now, oh gosh. And then you have the moon conjunct Ceres in Aries. Yeah. There's got to be something in here that you're going to feel. It's like that mama bear energy you're going to really feel. Anyway, Friday, the 18th. Okay. And especially in career, by the way. Friday, the 18th. Now, Mercury goes retrograde in Leo. Okay. And it can be Thursday, the 17th too. All right. Because it's happening right at midnight. Yeah. So it depends on where you live. Mercury will be retrograde until August 11th. All right. And then it'll go direct in Leo until September. So here's a couple things for you. First, when we get to August 11th, I'm going to give you a little preview here because I know a lot of y'all take notes. I got to tell you something here. We have Venus conjuncting Jupiter. Okay, that happens once a year. That's the two benefic planets, freshly new in Cancer. Of course, you're going to feel that being a fellow water sign, but that is your 9th house. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something here about like travel, meeting someone overseas, you know, it could be a new lover, it could be a colleague, or it could be like doing business with someone, publishing, broadcasting. Yeah, there could be something here. You write that book. Is it published? Fantasy novel? I mean, you do have Neptune and Aries. So conjuncting Saturn, long lasting. Okay. Commitments. Anyway, keep that in mind. That's happening in August. But the reason why Mercury retrograde is good, and I told you I like this Mercury retrograde. When Mercury does go direct, it's got to be like a bullet train. All right. So around August 11th, that's in your 10th house. Fame, career. Yeah. If you're not here for career, it's just your reputation. That's the 10th house. It's very public facing. It's your reputation. It's your, its honors and its achievements as well. It's social status. It's leadership, but it's in Leo, and Leo has that element of fame, royal, right? The royal maker. So there is so much attention on you. All right. There will be a lot more when Mercury goes direct, but remember, Mercury retrograde, this is great because it's part of all the other planets going retrograde and this slowdown during a time when you're moving into all these new energies that are so unfamiliar. You need this little break. Yeah. So take that time, go for a walk by the creek, do some downward dog, whatever you need to do to slow down. All right. Is slow down time. All right. Here's the other thing though. You have it in your 10th house. There's gonna be something here. Former bosses, if you're a celebrity, maybe a former celebrity friend, whatever it is, people from your past are going to be coming back. Circumstances from the past going to be coming back that have to do with, your public image, reputation, or career. All right. Honors, achievements, things like that. There's a lot of miscommunication. Mercury does go retrograde. So it's also like maybe you, win the Nobel Prize and they're just like, oh, actually, no, it wasn't you. But then a week later, like, oh, actually, yeah, we were wrong. It was you. You are the winner of the Nobel Prize. There's going to be things like that. But a lot of things from the past. All right. Remember, you got 4 other planets retrograde. So a lot that have to do with the past. And your ruler is on top of the South Node that has to do with the past. A lot of the past here. Okay. That's why I said it's this retrospective. I don't even know if that's a word. You're working on a lot of creative projects too. That's great. I love that. And, I just really love you, Scorpio. There's so much happening for you, and you are getting the attention that you deserve. And remember, you do have Mercury here for a long time, but we move into Leo season. Next week, we have a new moon in Leo next week. A lot of you are getting new jobs. A lot of you are starting new career paths. A lot of you are getting famous. Yeah? M&M famous. Like this is it. You got this for a month until September. Yeah? Big. And we talked about September, but remember, right now, this week, even with Uranus and Gemini, remember, I told you that's you reinventing yourself. It's huge visionary energy. It's so future focused, and it's so your element. It's in your 8th house. You are the native ruler of the 8th house. You love this. There can be a little bit of, some shakeups, but then after it happens, you're like, oh, I love that. You're like, it's good. So take advantage of this. Remember, it's hot 0 degrees, fresh new beginnings, new ideas, new ways of thinking, a lot of creative energy, a lot of curiosity, a lot of change. That's Uranus freeing yourself. Yeah? Freeing yourself. That's what it is. I told you Uranus is on my ascendant. I'm a Gemini rising, 0 degree Gemini rising. I told you, yeah, of course I'm going to promote this later on my website. But that's a whole thing. How crazy is astrology? This is so I can speak more freely. Uranus is freedom. Okay? Your 8th house. Now, and even in relationships, like you are definitely going to have some like Kate and Leo at the helm of the boat moments. You're going to have your breakthroughs. You're going to liberate yourself. This is really amazing. Now, the other thing is like you're just going to have a lot of passion. Okay? Just go within. Please go within. There may be some things that even from the beginning of July will come up now. All right. Mercury's going to go back over those degrees. And especially there's going to be some really good moments when Mercury sextiles Venus. I'll talk about that in a second. But what I want you to do, Scorpio, I want you to think about the summer of 2023. And only because at that time, Venus was retrograde in Leo. I mean, that is your 10th house. So again, think about some themes. Obviously, very different, configuration of all the planets, but there could be some hints here with even former lovers, relationships that come back, even, but mostly it'll be like bosses or, I don't know, your accountant for the LLC you're signing. Anyway, creative projects, big thing. Anyway, Mars and Virgo are really helping you. All right. So I really like that. That is just so much practicality in terms of the actions you're taking. There is a sense of like what you are doing, by the way. There is a sense of not only the greater good, but service to others. Like you want to be seen. Let that light shine. Remember I said Leo energy is the stage. You got the stage. You got the spotlight. You just got to decide. Are you the actor or are you the director? Okay. And yeah, Mercury's retrograde. It happens 3 to 4 times a year. We know what happens. I don't have to explain it to you. All the miscommunication, cross wires, delays. Just get things in writing if you need to get things in writing. Okay. Now, it really is a time this week to, reevaluate, reconsider things, review things, especially when it comes to how you want to be seen, your reputation, your career. You're going to ask yourself a lot this week. Am I doing the right thing? Is this the right thing to do? That's why you're going to go within, okay? Even retrogrades, yeah, you make amends with people that come up from the past, all right? So the big picture here, when I see what's happening for you, Scorpio, remember I said Mercury's going to stay in Leo until, even after it's retrograde, until September 2nd. That's when you have Mercury moving into Virgo. And Mercury in Virgo, that's its domicile, and it's exalted there. You are going to be social AF. You're going to be networking TLRTQ. This is going to be huge for you. So I really want you to pay attention to this week because there's going to be a lot from this week that's going to determine what's happening, what you see, the shifts that you have. It's really going to determine where you're going to be in September, what's going to happen in September. Remember, September is a big month. Okay, we have eclipses that month. Big. We have a lunar eclipse and solar eclipse in Virgo, and your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, and dreams. You are going places. Big things are happening for you, Scorpio. So that's why I say practice patience, because all these retrogrades, again, you want to move on things. The planets won't let you, and for a reason. Everything is divine timing, and you have a lot. And we have a new moon in Virgo in August. I'll explain that. Yeah. New moon in Virgo in August. New moon solar eclipse in Virgo in September. I'll explain it later. But once again, that's your 11th house. It's huge. You've got this. All right. And I'll leave that Saturn Neptune video at the end of this video if you haven't seen that yet, because I do talk a lot about what you can expect next year. And for you, Scorpio, you being a fixed sign, the fact that Jupiter is going to be moving into Leo in your 10th house of fame, trining Saturn in Aries. Yeah, you're good. You got a lot to look forward to. Now, if you're a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon or for your husband, beau, or your, kitty, fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and you, and Gemini and Virgo will feel this retrograde the most. Remember, it's a good one. If you have any planets between 3 to 17 degrees in your birth chart in the fixed signs, yeah, Your natal chart, yeah, you're going to feel this the most, okay? Now, Friday, July 18th, that's when you got Mercury in Leo, sextile Venus in Gemini. I honestly don't even know what to tell you here. It's at 15. This is your best. This is amazing for you. I honestly, it's your 10th and your 8th. You're good. All right. I'm not even going to tell you what's going to, basically, okay, I'll tell you. Basically, Venus, remember, has been in Gemini most of the month, amplifying that charm factor. Remember Venus in Gemini, just very flirty energy too. But again, for you, it's more intimate. It's going to be with one other person, like a partner, but also maybe even just really good vibes with a business partner or, a financial advisor. It's your 8th, okay? Something with money, wealth here. It's very stimulating. There's something very stimulating here for you. There's a very, very stimulating new revelations, conversation that you may have around this time. All right? It's Mercury. And it has to do with your reputation or, honors, achievements, or your career. But remember, you've got to take, it's a sextile. It's this window of opportunities. You got to take the action. And then you got Uranus in Gemini too. So it's Venus and Uranus. So it's just take those risks. Okay? Like I did with my website. I quit my job. I quit a full-time job. Take your risk, but you will have opportunities to speak your mind too. And again, it does seem like something career related, money related, or relationship related. So it might be a little bit more intimate for you. And I would not be surprised if you go to old relationships or thinking about how things were in the past. Okay? Just letting you know. You may even, you're going to have a lot of conversations about career and how you want to be seen. Now, here's the other thing. What I love about this for you and everyone in general is that Mercury sextile Venus, right? Mercury in Leo, sextile Venus in Gemini. So you got Mercury. Mercury is the mind. And Leo is the heart. Yeah? And then you got Venus. Venus is the heart. And Gemini is the mind. So you have this really exciting fire and air movement here that's just, again, it's top of the line for you with the 8th and the 10th. And again, there's just something really deep here. All right? Just think magnetic. This is magnetic energy. You're going to be like a magnet, like Linda Cardellini and Jason Statham and Sam Hugahan from, I think it's Outlander. Anyway, they all have this aspect, how they're magnetic and charming and can charm. No? So, cross watchers, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and I'm going to throw in Virgo and Taurus. They're going to feel this the most, but everyone's going to feel this. All right. Now, if you have planets in your natal chart, 13 to 17 degrees in any of those signs, it doesn't even matter. You're going to feel this. Now, why do I love this day for you, Scorpio? Because you got the moon in Taurus. So you have the moon in Taurus. The moon is exalted in Taurus. Okay. That's just rising above. I've talked about it. And it's going to sextile Jupiter. That's exalted in Cancer. This is amazing. This is optimism. This is even Taurus is bringing that grounding energy with relationships and partnerships, legal matters, contracts, marriage. Whew, you're going to feel this. It feels good. It's a lot of material comfort. It's a lot of nurturing energy. Remember, I told you Ceres is in play too. Yeah. Who is associated with Virgo. But anyway, this is wonderful. It's beautiful. When the moon is in its exaltation, I just can't even, a lot of focus and energy around home and family here for you too. Your loved ones, real estate, maybe even, it is material abundance that we're talking about, emotional stability as well. But there is a sense of relationship harmony that's happening for you. Doubly so with the fact that, Taurus is your opposite sign. Okay. So really great. Treat yourself too. Oh my goodness. Please treat yourself. It's the moon in Taurus. Yeah. Go out there, get your, nails done with the family, whatever. You just treat yourself, okay? Remember, Venus is beauty and yeah. All right. Anyway, so not on the whiteboard. I'm going to tell you something here. July 19th, if you want to mark it in your calendar, if you feel something, I'm going to tell you why you're going to feel something this day is because Saturn and Neptune are going to be the closest they have been yet. All right. They're going to be less than half a degree away from each other. You are going to feel this day. Remember, again, I'll leave the Saturn Neptune video at the end of the video if you have forgotten, but it is your 6th house. Okay, so there's something here. There's something here with your everyday activities. You're feeling something. There's this primal, like, I gotta, like, power and terms of everything that I want, all the changes that I want it now. But at the same time, there is this, like, a lot of career stuff, a lot of, like, you just climbing the ladder, promotions. And again, health. There is a focus on health. Like, I'm, like, ready to just, I can't eat Cheetos every day. Sunday, July 20th. But you're really going to feel it. Okay. Remember, it's that leadership energy. Sunday, July 20th. Here we are. You got Mars conjuncting the South Node. This is big. It's at 19 degrees. Remember, we talked about this last week. It's big. Okay. And it is Mars on the South Node. And I've talked about this for weeks now. And we're here, and you have Mars and South Node in Virgo. Yeah. Remember, that's your 11th house. Okay. So what does this even mean for you? Well, first things first, it's going to square Venus. We will have Mars and Venus square next week. The two cosmic lovebirds not seeing eye to eye. We'll talk about next week. You're going to start feeling that now. All right. So maybe something here with partnerships. You okay? Love, business, or money. All right. Just letting you know. All right. I'm not saying anything bad's going to happen. I'm just saying the emphasis might be around that. Now, Mars, your ruler, on top of the South Node, I told you it's going to be like a laser, like a lightsaber. Something's got to go. It is the South Node. What is not part of your destiny, what is not part of your future goals. Mars is like, it's got to go. This has reached a point of fatigue. This is holding you back, or you're doing something to hold yourself back. This is Mars and K2, all right? Tail of the dragon, whoosh, releasing old patterns, habits, lifestyle, health habits, food. Remember, Virgo rules the digestive system. You got Neptune, Saturn, Eris, Chiron, yeah, all in your 6th house. That's Virgo's home. So you really are going to feel something here where it's just like, okay, big change in my lifestyle. There's something I got to let go. It's no longer part of my journey anyway. That's your thought process. But here's the thing. You got 4 planets retrograde. Okay. So they all are putting you in the, past mode. So, and the South Node is the past. So on this day, actually this entire week you're going to feel it, but this is just the day it perfects. So you feel it strongly this day. The past is now coming up wearing aviators. And the past is looking at you and saying, let me go. Cut the cord. Let me go. Let me become history. All right? This is your 11th house. And so 2 things here, Scorpio. There's something changing about what you thought you wanted for your future. Okay? Remember, there's kismet moments that you could have had. Maybe you were that hardworking lawyer or something. You came home every night at 11 p.m. eating Chinese food and watching. Girls just want to have fun every night. Maybe ET one night, okay? Whatever it is. But then you fell in love. You ran into someone at the park. They were feeding squirrels. Now you're in love. So that changed your course, your destiny. There's something that happened there's something that's going to change. Okay? Yeah. All right. I just want I want to make that clear. Now, if it has nothing to do with your future goals, long-term commitments, things like that, the 11th house is your social network and your support system, benefactors, allies, community. So you could be cutting the cord with a friendship. We just, we grew out of this friendship. That's all. Yeah. All right. There could be something here ending with that, or a group that you belong to, a club that you belong to, a community and an organization. It is your 11th house. Okay. You could be part of a Facebook group that you're just, we love Fun Dip Facebook group. You don't love Fun Dip anymore. So it's gone. That's all it is. That's all it is. But with Venus here, Venus is also saying, Can you please let this go? I want to have fun. I want to love. I want to be social. Yeah? Just know there's something that's got to go. And it's in Virgo. Virgo just naturally rules work and the workforce. So again, colleagues and employees. That's the thing. If you're a Scorpio sun, I've said this before. Sometimes these aspects, they're not about you. Yeah. That would be your rising. Sometimes this is like your relationship with someone, something important in your life. It could be a boss that's let go. It could be your favorite colleague or even a colleague you don't like. It's your 6. That is activated. Virgo rules the 6, but also your 11th. So could be a friend. There's so many possibilities, but for you, there's a lot of possibilities with other people. Okay. Also health. Yes. Health is a big thing here, but you're stepping up. There's something you're stepping up with Neptune and Saturn. Just remember to avoid those lower expressions of Neptune, which is illusion, delusion. Like, don't trick yourself into thinking that eating Fritos every day is actually good for you. Okay. Because we're going to try to find a way when Mars is saying, no, you got to let it go. All right. So Virgo is purification, by the way. So there's just something you're purging. And it's the South Node. It's all about like lessons. You're moving on from this. All these retrogrades, Mercury retrograde. There's just so much happening this week. Again, it's one of those sneaky weeks where, 2 aspects. Yeah, major aspects. But you see how this fills in the picture. Everything else fills in the picture. But this is a big one, okay? And here's the thing. Mars is your ruler, Scorpio. It's in Virgo. Please don't be hard on yourself. Please don't remember that perfectionist energy that I talked about with, Virgo energy. Yeah. Being overly critical. All you're doing is purging. All you're doing is detoxing something. All right. You're letting something go to let all this new energy in. So please, the fact that Mars is physicality. Yeah. You're going to have a lot of extra energy. Don't be hard on yourself. Go to the gym, sweat it out, right? Take a Zumba class or whatever it is. You're looking for more harmony, all right? But to be honest, there's something here about your mindset that's going to change. And that's the first thing. That has to change first. Why? Because you have Mars, Venus, Uranus, and the South Node, and Mercury rule sign while Mercury's retrograde. So, yeah. There's got to be something that you're going to, and again, it may be a friendship and it may even be like a friend or a community that actually shows you. Like, they're the ones that awaken you to something. Yeah. You do have Uranus and Venus in your 8th. Remember, there's a level of like, not only intimacy there, but secrecy. So things can still be revealed. And to be honest, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I don't even know if I wrote it here, but the moon will be in Gemini this day. So that's a lot of mutable energy. Mars in Virgo, Uranus and Venus in Gemini. So get ready for change is what I'm saying. All right. Be ready to adapt to new things because the big picture is Mercury rules both Virgo and Gemini. And so there is going to be a lot of communicating that you're going to be doing around this time, okay? There's going to be a lot of networking, a lot of announcements, new ideas as well. You could definitely receive some news, like I said, but there really is something about your mindset, something new. Maybe you're holding yourself back, but just to let you know, there's some signs that have it a lot harder than you. Yours is just like, okay, Becky, you and I, you're in the goth club. I'm in the cheerleader club. You know what I mean? Like, we can still be Facebook friends, but anyway, obviously it'll be a lot deeper than that. But what I love is what's happening for you is there's Gemini's connected to the mind. Virgo is connected to the gut, right? What I said. So gut instincts, intuition. There's this merging of like the physical mind, the higher mind, instincts and intellect. Focus on that gratitude. Yeah. Your enlightenment. That's what's going to, make the difference here. And the North Node is in Pisces anyway. That's very spiritual. That's you finding your purpose, moving in the direction of your destiny, your mission statement, your awakening. But at the same time, like what brings you pleasure and what doesn't too, because that's what you're letting go. All right. 19 degrees. 19 in astrology, by the way, is, it really is understanding the laws of karma. Yeah. I talked about this. It's a Libra degree. You always see the Libra, Libra the scale. You always see it in courtrooms, and it's law and cause and effect. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you this, Scorpio, is because I needed to tell you that before I tell you that Mars, your ruler, will sextile Juno in your sign on this day. So you are really going to feel this day, all right? And you just can't make this up. This is insane for you. Because Juno, asteroid, right? We're talking about Jupiter's wife. That's how big Juno is. Juno linked to Libra, by the way. So all about truth and justice and equality and fairness in legal matters and contracts and marriage and personal relationships. You've got a lot of activity happening with partnerships and relationships and the balance of power in them as well. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. You're going to feel great passion. And because the moon will be in Gemini, that means the moon will conjunct Uranus. You're going to have a breakthrough. There's going to be something that you see differently. There's going to be this freeness that you're seeking. And the moon will also conjunct Venus. And that's so auspicious. You're going to feel the vibes here with love and money in a big way. Your curiosity is going to be amplified. And the moon in Gemini will also sextile Saturn and Neptune and also trine Pluto. So again, big day. Have conversations. Be social, network. Again, a lot of this is you may be already doing that anyway, okay? With a lot about the changes in your direction moving forward. A lot of different changes and adapting to it, okay? And the reason why I'm harping on this, we have eclipses, okay? I told you this, September. So remember, this summer counts. This summer matters. You need to take this time out to figure out what do I not need as I move forward. Okay. Mercury is going to wash things up at this point anyway, when we get to eclipse season, to be honest, just to let you know. All right. A lot of career stuff, just to let you know. Now, signs who are going to feel this conjunction the most, mutable. Okay. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. If you know your natal chart, planets 17 to 21 degrees. If you have any in any of those signs that I just mentioned, you're going to feel it the most. Okay. All right. So one other thing I'm going to tell you, because Juno is in your sign right now. So you're going to have a lot of focus on partnerships, relationships, legal matters anyway, marriage too. Let me see here. Yeah. Maybe even second marriage. You got Jupiter in Cancer in your ninth. And that may be the thing with you, what you're letting go in your third. Maybe there's something here about third marriages, but anyway, the other thing is you do have Ceres in Aries, like I said, and Juno in Scorpio, and then Mercury retrograde. They're all aligning is all I'm saying. So you are going to feel a lot of passion, a lot of like, truth and justice and fairness and making things happen, especially with partnerships, relationships, money, contracts, and career. Big thing. Okay. A lot of confidence you're going to feel this week. All right. And yeah, of course, I'm going to promote my site. I just launched it. I quit my full-time job a long time. And so that's the website. Okay. It's, and yeah, I look at my last live stream. I talk a lot more about it, but I'm doing longer predictions here, doing those deep dives into what's going on behind the scenes in the world. Remember, Uranus is on my ascendant. Like I said, I'm moving everything. Like I get to speak more freely off this platform on my own, teaching astrology, teaching tarot, doing free tarot readings, all of that. You got daily horoscopes that I customize. Like just check it out. Scorpio, you know I love y'all. All right, so let's see what's going on for y'all. All right, for this week, for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, July 14th to the 20th. Wow, it's a really good shuffle. Okay. All right. Scorpio, y'all crack me up. Listen, I do a traditional Cultic Cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Okay. And, you know, I love y'all. There's some big things happening for y'all. Just to let you know. Really big. And just, again, there's a lot more to come. All right, let's see what's going on for y'all. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. Well, you're good. I'll give you, I'll give you the wise owl. I'll give you this. And move some of these rocks over. You're good. There's just going to be some change. Okay. You got the 8 of cups. Yeah, there's got to be change, and you already feel it. It's Mars, yeah. It's all these retrogrades. Yeah, you already feel it. You even see him walking away from the cups. You know something's better for him. Maybe there's nothing actually wrong with anything. You just know something's better for you. No? You got Uranus in your 8th. Of course you're feeling this. You've been feeling it all month. This is even breaking free, all right? But look at him moving into higher ground. And yeah, sure, he's walking through the water. And there are rocks in the water. So it's not like, it can be a little bit bittersweet. You see an eclipse happening here. I talked about eclipses. It's going to be a big part of this with Mars on the South Node and Virgo on the eclipse line. Anyway, yeah. What's interesting about this, we will have an eclipse in Pisces too. And remember, you've been having these North Node activations kind of waking things up in that area where it's in your 5th house of true love and romance and family and children. So much joy and pleasure and fun and procreation and creative projects. This card is attributed to Saturn and Pisces. All right. So I really love this. The North Node and Pisces. You're changing your life. You got the King of Swords in the heart of your spread. Easy peasy. I told you got to feel a lot of power. You're Scorpio. Of course you're gonna. That's a lot of power. This is someone, again, Uranus, Venus, and Gemini in your 8th. That is a lot of truth. That is a lot of, I want the truth and nothing but the truth. Okay. And the only king that looks directly at you, he has nothing to hide. He can be a little intimidating too. That's how much power he has. Yeah. His sword's tilted. He's ready to strike, have conversations, make deals, big ideas, big decision maker. People come to him. You got a lot of power. Use that sword. You got the power to compel, to persuade, to all of that. You're going to have it. You're going to feel it. Look at what's happening for you. You're going to feel it. You got Juno active. All right. I love that. I love that. Okay. A lot of stimulation. But again, there may be something you're signing. And you may be mediating something, FYI. Okay? Lovers. In your challenge area. Yeah. What is that phrase? Trouble in the waters? Or is that what it's called? Anyway. I said there is going to be some changes with partnerships and relationships. So you're going to have to take another look. And a lot of you are going to be doing it anyway. And again, it can be love. It can be career. But it can also be what you need to adjust. What is the speed bump? What is that, what's in the way of things going smoothly? We got to iron that out now. All right. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's you having that choice. You got to know you've got that choice. You can, like I say, create a reality. All right. So keep that in mind. There may be something here. And it may be someone else that, like a business partner or a lover or anything like that, where they bring some stuff up to you. And you got to be on guard. You got to have your head above the clouds. You got to be ready to be decisive. All of that. Now you got the 7 of Pentacles in your crown. Yeah, you want change. You gotta work. You gotta work for it. Okay? You got the 8 of Swords on the root of your spread. Don't be afraid. Don't resist the change. I've told you that from the beginning. With Uranus and Gemini, with Uranus anywhere, you don't resist, right? You use the planet. Don't let the planet use you. Remember, Uranus wants to shake things up. Wants you to shake things up. Okay? There's something here where it's like you're ready to shake things up, or things are going to be shook. You can't fear it. You can't fear it. You got to accept that whatever's happening here, it is your ruler on the South Node. Something's got to go. And a lot of it, like I said, will be up here with this new path that you are going onto, this new reality that you're creating for yourself, or one that's already happened for you. Yeah? There's this slowdown to just, again, take another look. You got Mars and Virgo, which is so analytical. It's like the person who type stuff at courtrooms. Okay? Jury duty, whatever. That is a Gemini card, by the way. So there's something here. You have to see what's not working. I think that you will in this big way, but there's no turning back. And you got to be comfortable enough to take off that blindfold. You know, her feet are free. And we call this like self-victim card. Like she put herself here, but her feet are free. She can walk out anytime she wants. And so there is something here where you may be telling yourself like, oh no, I don't want this to happen. Or, oh no, why is this happening? Like you got to confront it. That's why I think you're going to be fine. Okay. Because you've already taken that step. All right. Just take off the blindfold now and reassess. The way he's doing, it's in your crown. Finances, anything that you're invested in, can be relationships, money, whatever it is, career. Take that pause. Like I said, with all these retrogrades, Hermit in your future. Amazing. So this is indicating that whatever's happening here is really good. Whatever's happening here is really actually amazing, because a Hermit is all about doing that introspection. As I said, you will be doing with the retrograde periods, right? And he's in your future. This is really great because it's like, yeah, I've moved forward. You notice they're both holding the staff. Guess who that is, right? So I've moved forward. I've got a lot of knowledge. I'm a lot smarter in situations that I didn't think I could be in. I've got a lot of power. I'm making executive decisions here, C-suite style. And now you got to go in because that could have been hard. Yeah. Now I'm going within and I'm thinking about my future while I'm staying grounded in the present. I'm bringing all this inner wisdom inside me that I'm tapping into. It's helping because I'm taking that time off to really reassess. Okay. And the other thing is, you know, that's deep. The Hermit, that's like doing some soul searching. And that really is like, you've made a lot of accomplishments. So you really should be proud of yourself. Be very proud of yourself. There may be like, again, hard decisions you might have to make. Like Becca, we can't. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. Scorpio, what a week. What a week. Y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. Yeah, you know I love you. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So you know how good you are, right? That was the best thing for you. I'll clarify the Eight of Swords too. Yeah. You got the Ace of Pentacles. Go forth. What's stopping you, right? The only thing that could get in your way would be yourself, right? So go forth, take off that blindfold. There may be something circumstantial. It may be you. Remember, it may be you that you're like, okay, I see the blockage, or there could be something that's blocking. It's just like a little, you know, it's like a tree that fell over on a dirt road. You just got to move out of the way. Yeah. But it does seem like there's someone else involved. Y'all got to do it together. All right. So there's something here, or someone's going to approach you with this. Now, the other thing is, whoa, look at these, right? All these pentacles. Very interesting. There is something here about, it just feels like there is this birth of something new, this new path, this golden opportunity that you're so invested in. But again, let things unfold. See that future for yourself. Okay? And put things in order with these retrogrades, because you got the Three of Pentacles. There is definitely something new here that's brewing for you. Three of Pentacles. Pentacles, by the way, you see them actually in the structure of the building. Yep. And so there's that stability, that long term with whatever you're working on. And again, a lot of career stuff. It's Pentacles. We have careers to make money. You see this card is, you see the stonemason. Okay. He's talking to the architects, vice versa. This card is about teamwork. He can't build the cathedral without them, vice versa. So there's something here where you got to do something together. There's someone else involved, and multiple people. Again, it could be colleagues. Yeah. But there's something new. There's new direction that feels really good, that you're setting up for the long term. Really nice. Okay. You got to know what it is too, but it just feels like that could be the thing. You've started it. You're in it. Now let's just take a moment to just, okay, I got to just use these retrogrades. You got the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so that's the other thing here. There's this, it's almost like there's this part of you that's already projecting this like, oh, but what if it doesn't work? No, it will. You have to tell yourself that. Remember, you've got Jupiter in Cancer. That's all about self-belief. It is in your 9th house of self-belief. All right? So this is just saying like there's a part of you, there may be some things that you're just already like creating this future where you're like 50-50. No, you got to go all in. It's that self-belief. Be your authentic self. I told you that's already going to put you on that high frequency. Okay. The other thing is a lot of y'all are between jobs and career paths. Take this time during the retrogrades to really know what you want. Be in touch with your authentic self. And the third thing is that, yeah, a lot of y'all may be choosing between two this week. Now, you got the Two of Cups and your final outcome. Like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. Am I right? There's their affirmation. But it just feels like, again, the birth of something new. It could be like even in a current relationship, if there is a little bit of like, it's like once you have that moment to go deep, explore things, have those conversations, iron things out, it's almost like there's this new feeling to the relationship. And again, it can be love, it can be career, it can be even platonic, like friendship, whatever it is, right? So you're good, basically. I mean, it's the Two of Cups. You see the caduceus here in between them, right? It's like the kundalini is this driving life force. Think of it from the base of your spine all the way to your right. So anyway, even the winged lion, there's so much passion here, but there is a sense of like rebirth, renewal, something really great with partnerships, relationships. I wouldn't be surprised if it is something new. If you're becoming involved in it, there's some good stuff, but there is going to be focus here. What do you want? Yeah. All right. So I was going to clarify something here. I mean, come on, that's a true love card. That is all about committing to something for the long term. All right. It's the twin flame card. But again, it can be career if you're here for career. I love that. All right. Let's see. Yeah. You're going to be fine. I think that, like, listen, you got the Page of Cups, who has a lot of Scorpio energy anyway. But this is just saying, don't doubt yourself. Face the things that you have to face. There's something deep. Again, you've got a lot happening in your 8th house, which is deep. It can even be very psychologically deep. You've got all this mercurial activity this week of the mind. So you could be just going really, really, really deep. If you do that, it's fine. Just unroot things as you come back up. Okay? And just leave that in the past. And you make room for that Page of Cups. This is, there's something here that even it just feels like, even if there is some sort of like new person that comes into your life or this fresh new energy that comes into a relationship, or if there's something here where even a creative project or something that you're just, oh, I really love this. This is me following my bliss. You got to see what it is. Yeah. You got to take off that blindfold. You got to look toward the future, not the past. So you're already on the way. So you're good. To be honest, you're good. Just go within, because that's going to do a lot of healing. All right. Especially if you are having doubts or anything, you're going to be fine. Just follow your bliss. The universe is going to take care of you. And remember, September, it is like eclipse season anyway. You're going through there's a lot of big things happening for you. Anyway, Scorpio, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. Next week, you got a new moon in your 10th house of fame. Oh my goodness. There's a lot happening next week, by the way. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right. So, tier 3 members, you know where to find the link for the second spread, the bonus spread. Anyone's welcome to join. We have so much fun. I'll see y'all next week. All right. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.